concrete fans. Welcome to the Joy of Concrete. I'm Mr. Concrete, and today we're going to mix up some concrete, pour into this mold, make a little mini cactus planter, and we're going to be working in Ombre. We're going to make a pattern on this planter that's Ombre, or as en français, I guess, Ombre. So we've got our concrete. I've got about a little over 500 grams. I'm mixing, and you're mixing too. You're mixing along at home. Thanks for tuning into the channel. What do we do? What do we do on concrete? Concrete. We make things out of concrete. We make the most beautiful concrete we can. Making beautiful concrete together. You and me. We're just going to go through this. You and me in the sriracha water, the trusty sriracha water. It can be your trusty sriracha water too. Anyone at home that wants to make their own sriracha water, easy. So easy. Get a bottle of sriracha. Eat all the sriracha. Wash out the bottle. Pour fresh water in a bunch of times. You'll rinse out that bottle as many times as you want. Forever and ever, have water that's a little bit hint of sriracha. But it's one of those magic things that maybe you need it. Maybe you have to have sriracha water. Ombre. So let's make some ombre. Mixing the concrete. It's going to be a good one. I know. You know. Why? Because we put heart into it. That's why. Ombre. So ombre is 2 colors. We're only going to mix 2 colors, and to help our ombre be, how do you want to say it? How do you say ombre? Do you say ombre? Ombre, what's the definition of ombre? Well, ombre is a French word. It's ombre. So you can say it however you want to say it, but that's the correct way to say it. Would be ombre. But you can say ombre if you want. That would be incorrect. Or you could say ombre. And you'll, well, that would be a very Anglophone way of saying it. Ombre. But what is ombre? What is ombre? It's just a shading. It's 2 colors shading together. Maybe it can be 3, but it's at the bare minimum 2. Just blending from one saturation to another. So a gradient. En anglais, that would be a gradient. Would be ombre. But it sounds so beautiful. I think the reason that we use that instead of a gradient is that it sounds beautiful. And so it's a nicer word to say than gradient. Gradient sounds very technical. If you're going into the salon, you don't want to say to your hairstylist, hey, can you make a gradient on my hair of these 2 colors? Going from this saturation to this final saturation and having a blend across this area that goes from one color to the other. No, you want to say, oh, can you do like an ombre style going from this color to this color? Ombre. But that's what we're going to do. So what do we need? We've got 2 colors. We're going to go 2 colors. Now, personally for ombre, I think I like it a little bit wetter than what I would do for my other style of marbling. Just a bit. And I like the colors to have some big distinction. So I'm going to go with charcoal with this one. And this one's going to be our accent color. So accent colors, start with a little bit of pure white. I'm a sucker for, you know what color I want to do always? It's like teal. What should I do? Let's do, I've been working with a kind of peach, orangey peach color. See if I can hit that color. That would be unexpected for me. Something leaning orange. I'm not a super fan of orange. Sounds okay. Let's do it. What do you think? Did I do it? Is this right? The right mix? Come on. What are we gonna have? Right off the bat, I feel like I wonder if I should have put a little more white in there. So this is wetter than you've seen me work with, but this is still a great consistency. Sticky. This is right on the verge of, I would say, it's feeling sticky. You know what? I'm going to go just a little bit more yellow. I like what's happening here. I want this to be more peachy, but I like where we're at. That's only one color. Keep going, everybody. Don't get tired yet. We're only 7 minutes in. Watch me mix. I know somebody out there said they'd like to hear more about the concrete and watch me mix concrete less. And I hear that. I'm going to try to tell you more about concrete. Not today. Today we're talking about Ombre. But I'm going to tell you more about concrete. But have you ever heard the phrase, actions speak louder than words? So yeah, I learn a lot through observation and experimentation. That's how I've learned the most. And so I'd encourage you, observe and experiment. If you really want to learn, telling you something I don't think is the best way to teach you something. I'm going to go out and say it. Telling you, just standing somewhere and saying, do this, this, and this, do a bunch of this. I don't think that's a good way. There's lots of models out in the world of teaching people that way. I don't think it works well. I think it's ineffective. So we're going to talk, but we're going to do. We are doers. Talk and do at the same time. But I would say your emphasis should be doing, less talking. Personally, this is a lot of talking for me. But I realized that I feel okay talking if I'm doing at the same time. What's happening? I'd like to stop here, and we'll do another video where I stop at this stage and use this because I like what it's doing for like texture. This is this could be this could turn out really well. But that's not what this video is. Don't get sidetracked. I would say that's one of my biggest faults is that I'm not easily distracted, but if I become distracted, my tangents run long. Put it that way. I got long tangents. Is anyone? Well, I've got long tangents. That's probably the best way to put it. That feels great. Okay. Clean up my hands just a little bit here. Sorry. Can't see anything right now, can you? Check our consistency. That's still, look at that. That's still quite pliable, very sticky. Now, I've got one more putty knife. It is clean. My mold is very clean. Clean your molds, people. Clean your molds, because now the next thing I'm doing is, look at this. I'm pulling my mold to the side. I'm dropping down in here without touching the sides of the mold. And I'm starting vibration right now. You want to know why? Because you don't want to over vibrate ombre. And if I put this little skin coat into the bottom here like this, it's going to ensure, number one, nothing is really touching the edge yet, except for where the concrete is and my fill point. I rubbed in against the edge. This is going to become, that's going to become visible. We're going to see this in our final object. I'm only filling from one side, and I'm filling very carefully. And I'm trying to fill to about 1/3 full, which I'm just there. Boom. I like that. Now, so when I do an ombre, I don't do a straight horizontal ombre. I take one to the side, and then I need something. Hold on. I need this Sharpie. And actually, I need a little bit more in here, I think, too. There we go. Now, what I'm doing with the Sharpie is I'm just grabbing the concrete, displacing it a bit, and giving it some lines, putting a couple little lines, pushing it up against the side of the mold, giving it a little bit of shape already, pre-shaping my ombre. Yeah, am I cheating a little bit? I'm cheating a little bit. Okay, now, before we get too far ahead, drop the black in there. I'm going to have a little bit of concrete left over. I mixed up quite a bit too much. But I like working with 500 grams. 500 grams is nice. It's a nice amount. Now, ombre, now that we're at this point, we tap this out. What we want to happen is we want some of that peachy color that we laid down right at the beginning to start traveling up the sides of this mold, sliding up like this. And if we have any air in the mold, the air will kind of help facilitate that. Just bringing stuff up to the top. Now, we're going to see, just with this consistency, what kind of ombre we get. These two colors are not super compatible, so I don't know if we're going to get a huge blend. Let's see what we get for blending. But we should have kind of a two-tone and with a little bit of a fade, watercolor fade in between the two colors. That's what I'm hoping for. And if we don't get it, we'll try again and we'll go wetter. The wetter we go, the more drag and flow we're going to get. It's going to get more and more. It's going to change how our the wetness of the concrete will have an effect on how our ombre comes out. Okay, I like that. I'm done. That's enough of that. Let's come back. I'll catch you on the cured side. Let's come back in, like, say, 4 hours. That would be fast, but let's do it. Let's do a 4-hour turnaround on this one. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, concrete fans, we're back on the cured side of our ombre concrete object, or ombre, or ombre, depending on how you say it. But en français is ombre, so we'll say ombre. So to release this mold, we're just going to separate this edge with our thumb all the way around. Eventually, we should start to feel it. Start to want to pop out of there. Just give it a little bit of a tug, and pop. There it is. So I would say we've got a nice two-tone, but maybe not so much ombre. More of just got one, then the other. Was this a fail? Did we fail this challenge? Our planter looks great. Very few voids, nice clean finish. Colors are amazing, but didn't really get that fadey gradient that we wanted. So we're gonna try this again. This was a first attempt. Everything doesn't turn out the first time, and that's okay. I hope you had fun. I had fun trying this, and I learned something. I learned that the consistency we made wasn't quite wet enough to make ombre, or at least something wasn't going on. Either the colors didn't want to interact. We see a little bit right in there, spots like that. It's so small. I'd like to see this expanded out so we get a full. It'd be nice to, on something of this size to have your ombre to be in scale with what's going on here, like a half inch, nice half inch, a centimeter of that blendy, washed out area would be great. We've got more of a defined line, and we've got kind of like a couple millimeters of blending. Not quite enough. If we were to zoom in, this little section right here, that's ombre, but not quite enough. Still looks amazing. Did you learn something today? If you did, like, subscribe, hit that notification button. Leave a comment down below on what you'd like to see us do next, or if there's colors that you want to see mixed. If you want to know, hey, can you mix pistachio green? Can you make a pistachio green? Ask below, and maybe we'll try to make a pistachio green. I don't know. Thanks, everyone. Hope you had fun, and have a great rest of the day.